Some rap rivalries flash across the sky like fireworks. Bright, chaotic, unforgettable for a moment, and then gone. Others don't explode. They simmer. They linger. They sit in the background like smoke that never fully clears. And the tension between Curtis James, Jackson 3, and Clifford Joseph Harris Jr. belongs to that second category. Most people know them by different names, 50 Cent and T.I. This wasn't just about bars on a track. It wasn't just about pride. Over time, it evolved into something layered: ego, image, reputation, and control. One man built an empire off confrontation, calculated disrespect, and mastering the art of provocation. The other built his brand around composure, strategy, and presenting himself as the grown man in the room. But even the calmest man has a breaking point. This story stretches across nearly 2 decades. From subliminal lyrics to Instagram warfare, from industry collaborations to accusations that cut far deeper than music. And every time it seemed to cool down, something or someone lit the match again. The real question isn't how it started. The real question is why it never truly ended. And to understand that, you have to go back to where the tension first took shape. The first serious ripple between the two artists surfaced in 2008 during a listening session in New York for G-Unit's album Terminate on Sight. That's when a track called "You So Tough" entered the conversation. On the song, 50 delivered a line that made people stop mid-listen. He referenced someone getting caught with a large number of weapons and receiving what seemed like a light sentence. He compared it to what would have happened to him. Now here's where context matters. In 2007, T.I. had been arrested on serious federal weapons charges. He was facing decades behind bars. So when 50 dropped those lyrics implying that something didn't add up about a sentence, fans connected the dots immediately. Was he saying T.I. cooperated? Was he hinting at something bigger? Nothing was said directly. That was the brilliance or danger of it. It was provocative but deniable. 50 never said T.I.'s name. He didn't need to. Speculation filled in the blanks. When T.I. eventually received an 11-month sentence, the internet buzzed louder. Whispers of snitch began circulating. And in hip-hop culture, that word carries nuclear weight. T.I., however, didn't explode. In interviews, he took a measured approach. He acknowledged that lyrics could be misinterpreted. He avoided directly escalating. He left space for things to calm down. And that right there established the pattern. One throws rocks. The other chooses restraint. But restraint has limits. In 2009, T.I. began serving his sentence. By 2010, he was released to a halfway house. But not long after regaining freedom, trouble resurfaced. He and his wife were arrested in West Hollywood on drug-related charges, violating probation. The legal spotlight returned. And so did 50. This time, the commentary went further. According to reports at the time, 50 made remarks suggesting that T.I.'s wife, Tiny, should have taken the charge for him. That wasn't just a jab. That was an attack on leadership, masculinity, and family dynamics. For T.I., that crossed a boundary. He responded firmly and directly. Discussions about his household? Off limits. He made it clear that he alone would handle legal consequences tied to his name. He even went further, labeling the idea of letting a woman take a charge for a man as cowardly. That wasn't just defending pride. That was defending identity. Eventually, T.I. served another 11 months. Some charges were dropped. Tiny completed a program. Legally, the storm passed. But 50 wasn't satisfied. He mocked the sentence online, suggesting it was another get-out-of-jail-free situation. Once again, rock thrown. Reaction measured. But tension stored. By 2011, something surprising happened. The temperature dropped. A mutual friend reportedly connected the two artists on a call. According to 50, neither of them demanded it. They simply talked. He admitted things got heated, but they handled it like men. And in 2012, they even collaborated musically alongside Jeezy. To outsiders, it looked like maturity had won. They operated in the same space. They shared records. They avoided public fireworks. But here's the thing about unresolved tension. It doesn't disappear. It waits. Because beneath the surface, their personalities had not changed. One still understood that conflict equals attention. The other still believed some lines shouldn't be crossed. So when the next cultural moment arrived, the old friction resurfaced. In 2019, T.I. released a diss track aimed at Floyd Mayweather Jr. after the boxer publicly supported Gucci during controversy over a racially insensitive sweater. T.I. framed his criticism around responsibility, questioning how wealth and influence should be used. He challenged what leadership looks like in the public eye. Then 50 stepped in. Instead of calming tensions, he amplified them. He mocked Floyd's literacy with a fake letter. Floyd responded with a lengthy written defense. And while this wasn't directly about T.I. and 50's beef, it revealed something crucial. T.I. tends to frame conflicts around principles. Fair or unfair, that's his style. He debates morality, responsibility, impact. 50 frames conflicts around humiliation and virality. He understands that controversy spreads faster than righteousness. Different languages, different motivations, and those differences were about to clash again in a way fans couldn't ignore. During quarantine, Versus battles became cultural events. Artists revisited catalogs. Fans debated legacies. T.I. publicly challenged 50 to a Versus showdown. The internet exploded. Immediately, sides formed. Discography comparisons flooded timelines. Sales numbers were thrown around like ammunition. 50 responded, but not with a direct yes. Instead, he mocked T.I.'s appearance. He questioned his catalog. He reframed the conversation from music to superiority. At one point, he even claimed he was simply better. T.I. fired back with insults of his own. But here's what many missed. 50 never committed to the battle. He kept it in the realm of verbal sparring. Because for him, the conversation itself was the event. In his book Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, 50 openly discussed how enemies can fuel a brand. Hate spreads awareness. Conflict increases visibility. Beef isn't accidental. It's strategic. And T.I., he treated it like competition. Two different games being played on the same board. Later in 2020, after the tragic death of King Von, T.I. posted a message urging out-of-state rappers to handle disputes elsewhere, framing Atlanta as a city of progress and excellence. Some felt the timing was insensitive. Grief was fresh. Emotions were raw. A person identified as King Von's sister responded critically. And once again, 50 inserted himself, publicly advising T.I. to chill and consider the family's pain. T.I. clarified he wasn't targeting the deceased directly and emphasized that condolences were given privately. Look at the pattern again. T.I. attempts to redirect privately. 50 amplifies publicly. One wants de-escalation, the other wants engagement, and the cycle continues. Fast forward to 2026. 50 posted a clip mocking T.I.'s attempt at stand-up comedy, captioning it with sarcastic commentary. It felt unnecessary. It reignited friction. Soon after, T.I. revived the Versus conversation. But this time, things escalated further. 50 referred to T.I. as King Rat. That word? In hip-hop? It's not playful. T.I. fired back, referencing paperwork and transcripts, implying only one of them had something to hide. Then he revealed something explosive during an interview. He claimed there had been a prior agreement about how they would promote the Versus battle. According to him, he would publicly initiate the idea, and 50 would respond strategically to build hype. But when T.I. followed through, he said 50 acted confused. That wasn't just trolling anymore. That was character questioning. T.I. made it clear he no longer respected him. And without respect, no stage would be shared. That's when 50 crossed another line, posting an unflattering image of Tiny. Family. Again. And this time, T.I.'s son publicly defended his parents with intense emotion. By now, it wasn't about music. It was about honor. As it stands, the battle isn't happening on a Versus stage. It's unfolding in interviews, in Instagram captions, in diss tracks, in subtle shade. And fans? They're tuned in. Because whether you view it as marketing genius or ego-driven conflict, it's undeniably compelling. The question now is simple. Who controls the narrative next? Will music settle it? Will silence? Or will the tension just evolve again? One thing is certain, this feud isn't about one summer. It's about identity. And until that's resolved, the story isn't over. If you've been following this saga from the beginning, drop your thoughts below. Who's playing chess? Who's playing checkers? And if that Versus battle ever does happen, who's walking off that stage with the crown? Remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel.